What a day. We got Big Ray in the house filling in for Mike Storey, who is in Disney World right now, living his childhood fantasies, whatever the fuck that means.
Well,
Me sweats in the hizzy. What's going on?
Didn't he win his college championship?
Yeah,
football?
That's like it's a $25 buy-in that buys you like a drink.
What was that? He won the championship. He won to go to Disney World.
Yeah, I'm going to. What are you gonna do with all that money? I'm going to Disney World.
That would get
what
you
a day.
One treat.
What a day, man.
Yeah, dude.
We got a lot of shit to unpack.
Crazy.
And real quick, before I get to any of that, we have Wally in here with a giant
Wally
hard on
brother.
for JJ McCarthy. He's super happy. So, I am a guy that will admit when he's wrong. Now, I'm not admitting I'm wrong on JJ just yet. I was on this very show, Ray, saying there's no hope for the guy, and that was always a little bit outlandish, and I'm not a hot take guy. He showed me some things, but let's just tread carefully on this one because the Cowboys defense, you saw the graphic on the game tonight. They've allowed 30+ points 7 times this year, and their secondary is just awful. Bland is okay. He kind of shut down Justin Jefferson, but he still missed a lot of throws, but he looked okay.
Who's their gosh, I'm trying to remember. Who's their defensive coordinator?
Matt Eberflus.
Eberflus.
It's not even the coordinator. The coordinator's bad, but the talent's bad. Everything's bad. But they have no pass rush.
They have big boys now. Kenny Clark and Williams is a nice big boy front, but that's it.
They can stop the run, but that's about it. Like their pass defense. And again, JJ played well. I give him a B+ for tonight's game. So my dad texts me. He's like, my dad's like, hey, you're gonna be nice about JJ McCarthy tonight. I'm like, he's like, he looked really good. I was like, well, what about the other 9 games? So I know progress is good. All we ask for is progress. And it was the perfect storm of bad defense, no pressure on him anymore. Like in that, obviously he was feeling the pressure. Let's be honest. Like he hears the noise, but at least now there's you can go forward. And if he finishes the year strong, you bring in a veteran to compete with him, whatever you got to do. And then maybe you have a guy that could be a starter and maybe more. Maybe we're way off, right?
Well, and here's the thing, like Wally, like we've said before, dude, like we want JJ McCarthy, even though we are Bears fans as we live in the Chicagoland area. He's from the Chicagoland area. He grew up about like 30, 40 minutes from where Rob and I grew up. So like he is a local guy. We want him to succeed, but at the same time, he was like obviously he was in the same breath of him and Jamarcus Russell. That's not good, but he's way past that. It looks like now. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. That was just a big hiccup, but at the same time, we need to still, I think, pump the brakes on how his ceiling could be. But right now, it's still looking okay because he's got KOC, he's got good offensive weapons. So
so Justin Jefferson, it's not getting better for him.
No.
Jordan Addison made some plays. Hawkinson looks like a streamer again just because he can only throw the ball, up the middle. And I'm still starting Justin Jefferson next week. Okay? I'm still doing it. And I'm going to do it until I get eliminated. Yeah, but if there's a point where it's just like we probably shouldn't anymore. But he should have had a touchdown in this game. That was a stupid formation call on them. Like that fucked him over. That drop was on him. The little 7-yard out he ran in the end zone. That was a fastball. That was on him. So there should have been a much better day. Also, there was the one that he would still be running today. So that would have been a 50-yard touchdown on the slant, a little post route. So whatever. I'm encouraged if I'm a Justin Jefferson owner, but the numbers aren't really speaking. But
so right now, Rob, okay, like who, like right now, if you're in the playoffs and you have him, and we'll just say you are in position to win right now. To move on, who would you start level wise of like just as a person to play over him if you really don't want to play him again?
Well, I'm not doing that, but if that was somebody else, Cortland Sutton, guys like that, you know what I mean? Like I'm not going the DJ Moore route yet. Like I'm not going Jaden Reed, who's now with Watson being. I'm not going there because I'm not taking an ancillary weapon that has a good situation that isn't the player Justin Jefferson. I'm going to start talent. Talent prevails. He's still getting volume. The guy's still getting 9 targets a game. So like eventually it will pop. I don't think I'm going to bet on him anymore because I'm over 3 now on the year on him. So I'm over 3 on him. I'm over 5 on the Eagles. Like other than that, I win a lot of bets. It's just those guys are really
Eagles
stopping me.
Definitely.
Hey, the Eagles beat up on a fucking high school team today.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I like that. We have Jay Moore says, hello, Ray, Mr. Hampton. Mr. Hampton guy. And he says, Rico.
He got fucking raid.
Was bad.
I'm sorry about that. Like,
well, it's not like Rico blew the doors off.
No, I know, but dude,
he clearly has the leader. He's the leader in the backfield. He is the leader in the backfield. I think we established that today, and we established that on the show last night when we looked at the props, and like that's what opened my eyes. And I'm the biggest Rico guy ever, but I was of the camp going into this week from what the coaches said, what last week looked like, or week 12 looked like, week 13, what that looked like was that Rico was a 1A, 1B, and Rico was possibly the 1B in PPR. And now Rico's the 1A. So hopefully that ankle holds up because he did have an ankle sprain. And you saw him. He wasn't going to get Wally pipped like Chuba got Wally pipped. So I'm excited about the matchups going forward. Is really nice. The Buccaneers look like they can be ran on. So that division, man, both teams losing. The Saints, dude. The Saints. Know, right?
Chris Olave, man, he had a great last dude. He had 1.2 for like the longest time. And then all of a sudden, had a great game. But hey, honestly, I'm sorry, everybody. Like, I'm sorry, honestly. Like, that's just one of those things. I can't believe that Hampton didn't get. Like, Rob, you're right though. Like, dude, Vidal just. I don't know, man.
That's a 50-50.
But honestly, it's just one of those things. Maybe I should. I mean, I was thinking about it. It was one of those things. Like, maybe they would just hold on to him. Like, because does Jim Harbaugh and them think in the front office think will they win the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, because the AFC is wide open. The AFC is wide open. Like Broncos win every game by one score. The Bills have faults. Like Houston.
The Bears and the Broncos are a lot of like when it just comes to that, just like crazy. Just I mean, you know what I mean? Like they have a better defense than the Bears, but much better defense. But
Hetzer, I went against George Pickens and Jahmyr Gibbs today. George Pickens, man, this is the effort was a little better, but it was still dogging it, man. And this is not the way you want to finish the season, George. So I'm anxious to see how he plays when now they're not officially eliminated. They will be eliminated because the Eagles play on Saturday. So if the Eagles win, which they will win against Washington, Dallas will have nothing to play for. And I just hope that team keeps on cooking because I have a lot of Dallas stock, whether it be Pickens, Javonte Williams, Dak Prescott. That was Jahmyr Gibbs. By the way. Oh yeah. I have Fannin. Jahmyr Gibbs, what a stinker, bro, in that game.
Yes, I know. Bad. But dude, here's the thing. Like if you were good enough as a team to get by this week with that shit bag, game that he had, I think you'll still be okay. Because put it this way, that was one of the worst games he had all year. So I would. Yeah,
I'm gonna be looking forward to betting his props next week because they're in a must-win situation. You know what they do in must-win situations? They give the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs.
Him. Exactly.
Jay Moore, it was a big day for fantasy. There's a lot of big performances. House call handy. Henderson. What's wild about that game though is the first half, Stevenson was out touching him. He was playing ahead of him. And then, dude, Mike Vrabel, it doesn't matter. Would it surprise you next week if it's a 50-50 again? Like, Mike Vrabel's a fucking idiot. Like, great coach, but what is he doing?
It will be the same thing. I promise. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Ugh, There's no way. It'll be 60% Hendy at least. It has to be, man. Like, he's the explosive player.
And he did that while Stevenson was out. Why would they just continue to do it? Now, but to your point, he made it a point, give it to Stevenson. He did have a pretty good clip when he had the ball. But then Hendy just is Hendy. He's so explosive.
He's Hendy. Trone, yeah. Well, you know what? The Cowboys, I thought had an actual chance just because how they were playing and how bad the Eagles are playing. But if you looked at the schedule for the Eagles, they have 2 games with Washington. Like, they ain't losing those games. Washington's dead meat, dude. And then Jay Moore, Robert, we should put Henderson in the thumbnail. I don't actually make the thumbnails. That's my media man Blake, so he makes all the thumbnails. But that would have been a good name. Who was even on this one? I forget. We have Trey McBride and Trevor Lawrence. Well, I mean, Trevor Lawrence. Let's touch on Trevor Lawrence here real quick, and then we're gonna go to our 2 big things. So Trevor Lawrence, one of the most epic performances of all time. 5 touchdowns, 5 passing touchdowns, rushing touchdown, 50 yards rushing, the eye test. And here's what I'm gonna leave you or ask you. Is Liam Cohen's a good coach. I think we can all agree that this is, Trevor Lawrence maturing a bit, playing a little better, also being healthy. But that's not as important for me as the plays they're dialing up. You see them putting ETN on wheel routes. They're using combination patterns with Brian Thomas, almost using him as a decoy. but not like the George Pickens decoy where they're like, you just don't run. Like they're actually using him in combination patterns, which is genius. And I love it. I love it. And Trevor Lawrence, man, I started him in like 4 leagues today, dude. And like those matchups were far over, bro.
Rest in peace to those matches. The reason I was doing that is because as you were saying that, at first I was honestly just thinking in my head, and then when you started just saying what you were saying, I really purposely started looking like a Raz doing that, is because that really just sounded like what the Buccaneers looked like last year. Everything you just said, what you just said with what Travis Etienne was doing, that was what Bucky Irving was doing, and just the combination without Ibuka, everything else, it sounded a lot like that. Obviously, because he was the offensive coordinator, and here we are, and Baker and Trevor Lawrence have when I say they have a pretty decent combination of their skills, but they're different. But at the same time, what I'm getting at is that's why I'm feeling that they're succeeding, because you're right, Liam Cohen, dude, like everybody, him and Dan Campbell had the same type of thing where they had their weird press conference, their first one, Duval, and everyone's like, oh god, this guy's a loser. And well, here we are, and the Jaguars are for real, man. Like they had dude, Tutin's he had a great game today as well. Brian Thomas Jr. Right away, dude. First touchdown of the NFL day today. Like I was like, it was boom. Like he is like so, and especially with Trevor Lawrence's athleticism. Yeah, man, this is like I wouldn't be surprised.
He's utilizing it. He's telling Trevor Lawrence, like, this is one of your strengths of your game. You're not that accurate of a passer. You get happy feet. You get confused by certain zone coverages. Let's utilize it. If you don't like what you're seeing, instead of throwing picks, take off, or at least take off, and then it sets up the pass. Like it's basic shit, especially for a player like Trevor Lawrence. I've been saying this for 3 years with Trevor Lawrence. Like he is not a pocket quarterback. He's a gazelle. He's literally like. He's closer to Colin Kaepernick than he is Jared Goff. You know what I mean? But they were using him like Jared 100%. Goff. Like, come on, man. And it's awesome. So good for the Jaguars. I'm very happy. You know what's funny?
With the way you're, again, I'm just thinking about it as you're saying this, it sounds a lot like the Bears, because I'm not saying exactly mirroring, but at the same time, having athletic quarterbacks. I know Caleb's way younger than Trevor at this point, but Trevor's more experienced. That's why it take a little bit to him still to get that offense kicked in, just like with Caleb. But I'm saying I feel like that Ben Johnson has told him to utilize Caleb for Caleb-wise, to use his running aspect of his offensive prowess to use, as a weapon. You know what I mean? And they're both. It seems that both of these guys are using that as a weapon right now, especially Trevor Lawrence.
Jonathan, what was the start sit again? Brian Thomas for. It was Brian Thomas or littering and smoking the reefer.
And getting fucking raid.
Who the hell was it? I'm sorry, I'm blanking, man. It's been a long day. I didn't get much sleep last night. I drank a lot. Breece Hall. Fuck. Yeah. Well, dude, Isaiah Davis takes that touchdown. What's crazy is it seemed like they benched him, because the game was out of hand. And then the next drive, they're down by 20 with like 5 minutes left in the game. Breece Hall's back in the field. Like, I don't know. I'm super worried about Breece Hall, man, and I wasn't. Like, they put up points in this game. Like, as bad as it was, like, they put up points in this game. They put up 20 points in this game, I believe. They were moving the ball, and like, I mean, Breece Hall, I thought he'd just have more receiving work. Like, give me 30 receiving yards, give me 6 receptions. Like, you have nobody else besides Adonai Mitchell, by the way, who I started in like 10 leagues, and it's because my teams are decimated. And it wasn't 10 leagues, sorry, because I only had 12 matchups. I think I started in 6 leagues. Half my leagues I started.
Dude, by the way, was it Jacket? Is it Jacket? Who's the guy who scored projected 275 points in our league?
Oh, that's who I play next week. That's my buddy Chris. All right, we're gonna get to our 2 big things here, and then we have a question for Dud of the Week. But here's our 2 big things. What do you got, Ray?
So, honestly, the Colts and the Seahawks game, man, that was just I was blown away how the fact that they came down to a Josh Myers kick, like that.
He's the best. He's the best, by the way. I love that guy. He is carrying me in so many leagues.
He reminds me of a stronger legged Robbie Gold.
Mm-hmm. It's consistent as hell, man.
Yeah, but either way,
it don't matter.
Right, but I can't believe that game came to what it came to. I mean, shout out Phil Rivers, Philip, Uncle Phil, dude, I can't believe that he was able to keep them in that game the way he did. I think Seattle obviously played bad, but dude, that just blew me away. That was my first thing that just really I can't believe that when that happened, that whole game. I figured it would be a blowout.
Philip Rivers, by the way, did you see him in the pregame with t-shirt on? He is fat as hell.
Bro. Oh, dude, he's chunks.
Out my ass.
I shouldn't talk, but I'm just saying, for himself, for being an NFL player. Yeah,
we shouldn't talk, but we're also not playing in the NFL. He did not hit his 150-yard prop. It was 120.
They called him. He didn't call them. Okay, well, maybe he did.
So I will say this: in terms of the Colts situation right now, you could drop Alec Pierce. Michael Pittman is a rough start right now. Tyler Warren, just because he played tight end, you could start him. But it's Jonathan Taylor. His touchdown equity is way down. Their schedule is tough. I can't believe they lost this game. But you know what? The Seahawks played terrible. That's an F game for them. F for Darnold. Defense played pretty bad. They have that it factor, man. And the Rams didn't play great either. I know they had a tougher opponent, but the NFL. So I'm going to go with two things here for my big thing. We don't know who the best teams anymore. We don't know. And the Bills, I've been saying I like the Bills. I said the Bills and Ravens. I was sticking with my thing. I think the Ravens still have an actual shot. Let's be honest, because if they get in the playoffs, Houston's tough. The Patriots are tough, but you just saw the Patriots get exposed. And their defense is fine. I don't think it's the numbers are very skewed because of the schedule they've played. You talking about the Bears? I'm talking about the AFC.
All right,
AFC.
Sorry.
Broncos. Every game is a one possession game with the Broncos, and
same thing,
I don't believe in Bo Nix. I don't believe in Bo Nix. So the Chiefs are officially dead. The Chargers are beat
today, man. 4 touchdowns. I mean,
no, I know. But do you trust Bo Nix in the playoffs? I don't.
Correct. Well, then, money's on the line.
Do I trust Houston's offense in the playoffs? I don't. So that's the thing. In the NFC, the Lions, I had some high hopes for. They're looking like they're on the outside looking in, although they could take our playoff spot. Bears, still, I don't trust. I think they're a year away. Packers just lost their entire team today, so they're dead in the water. The Eagles are rough, man. They still have the pedigree and they have the talent, but the coaching is rough. Jalen Hurts is rough. The Rams are the team. The Rams and the Seahawks are the teams, but they both looked not beatable. Devontae Adams is hurt now, so it's dude. So my other thing is the injuries. So we lost a lot of guys. Devin Neal, on a smaller note, Devin Neal's out. You lost. RJ Harvey got hurt. That was a kind of under the radar one because it was towards the end of the game, rib injury. So I don't know exactly what that's going to be. So he's out. Micah Parsons, which is a defensive player, but still major injury. Christian Watson's out. Devontae Adams is definitely not playing this week, folks. They have a Thursday night game. So he probably wouldn't have played Sunday, but he's definitely missing week 16. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him until week 18 of the playoffs because unless they're really fighting for that bye. The injuries are bad. Javonte Williams got banged up in this game. Luckily, he came back. It's just the list goes on and on and on, man. And no one's safe. No one's safe.
Do you want to know why?
I talk about why?
We know why. I'm saying I know. I mean, in the back of your head, you know why? It's because when we were growing up, there was physical training camps. There was there was tackling, there was normal things like that. They don't do that anymore. They don't do it in preseason. So this is what happens is when you use the regular season as ramp up time. That's why in the beginning of the season injuries happen a lot, and then as time goes on, and here we are, that when your body still is not used to be able to going through this 17 games schedule now, you can't go through that anymore. Especially without a two bye weeks schedule. This is what happens, and this is but you know what? This is what happens because of money, because these guys don't give a shit. Honestly, I wouldn't, to be honest, because they're making millions and millions of dollars. So long as they're smart with it, who cares? And of course, the billionaires in the NFL could care less as well. So but it's bad. This is really honestly, it's a pandemic. With this within the whole NFL, it's completely fucked up.
How about Michael Wilson? He had like one catch in the first half, but
right
dude
away.
just keeps on producing. Like, is this? It's the biggest scam. This is literally similar to the Jameis Winston scam. What they're doing with Arizona with Brissett. So Michael Wilson, 11 targets, 5 for 54 and a touchdown. I know it's nothing to write home about, but like his floor is like 15 points, bro. Like, Trey McBride, all the people out there that were saying he can't catch touchdowns. He's not that good. Bowers is better.
12 of 13, dude. 12 targets, 12
Trey
catches
McBride, I believe, yeah. Trey McBride has 10 touchdowns in the year. 10 touchdowns on the year. He had 6 for his entire career,
right?
I think.
He's the best tight end
for fantasy for sure. Yeah, I mean, Bowers might have more talent, but McBride's a monster, dude. And man, I am so glad I invested in him just because I didn't mind Bowers this year. I hated the price. And I got McBride 10 picks later, and I was like, I'm going to get the same production. And I was even wrong on that because you're getting elite production. Even if Bowers stayed healthy this year and the offense was even better, just a little better, they weren't going to touch what Trey McBride is doing right now. These numbers, eye test wise, it's unreal right now. And I'm digging life, man, because I have so many teams where I have Michael Wilson and Trey McBride. It's just like, well, that's 50 points in PPR. Good luck for my tight end and my RB or my wide receiver 3.
Rob's living life. He's just digging in a garden.
I am. Devious, what quarterback do you think would be a good pickup considering Mahomes is done? I'm thinking we didn't even touch on Mahomes. Could we real quick pour one out for they don't deserve one to pour it out for them, but the Chiefs are done. Next year they're done. Mahomes, this whole thing's getting blown up.
I just want to say one thing. Like, this is one thing though that is fucked up because, again, like what I was talking about, like this is what happens though. I think also too with like the conditions of fields, because like when these stadiums are being used during games, like for instance, Social Field, they have, not now, but they have, concerts and shit like that. And in general, like, dude, oh my God, like, because when you lose big talents like Mahomes, Parsons, like you said, Adams, and then all these other guys who are starting caliber players, and we're not even talking about big men, offensive and defensive linemen. It's crazy.
Devious, let us know in the Discord. Put your free agents who's available in the Discord. We'll go through there and look at matchups because I have not really looked at next week too much yet. I'm still trying to finish off this week because it was a crazy week. Too many injuries, man. Too many. It's been all year, and it's just like you think it would slow down. Nope. Actually, gonna hit us when it matters most.
Next level.
Justin Herbert has Dallas, he says. That's okay. Get us the whole list, man. Post that in the Discord. Give us a picture in the Discord. Dude, how the hell is Rome re-injured during warm-up? Shocking. He should have been active in the first place.
Exactly.
In my mind. But hey, DJ Moore, that was an easy bet right there.
No, 100%. But with the whole Rome thing, why did it happen? Because it was so cold. So he didn't properly have his foot warmed up as it should have been after. When did he have like surgery? Wasn't it like
he didn't have surgery? I don't think he had surgery. I think it was just a little hairline fracture.
No, I'm thinking somebody else.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they shouldn't have played him anyway because we don't need him to beat the Browns. And by the way, Shedeur Sanders,
yeah,
that was fucking terrible, man. I know it's tough, but the Bears don't exactly have the 85 Bears defense out there. It's not that good of a defense. Come on, Shedeur. Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, George Pickens are amongst the sinkers today. Stephon Diggs, what do we do with Stephon Diggs? Because you can't start him. I mean, they're just throwing. It's like a Green Bay situation there. They're just spreading the ball around. I mean, I would almost consider like flexing Hunter Henry over Stephon Diggs on his own team. It's like, what are we talking about, man? Rough stuff.
Not good because he has a lot of incentives right now that he needs to be able making like an extra couple $1 million, and his performance today is not gonna get him there.
Kenny Pickett is fucking ass. What a quote from Hetzer. God, the Raiders suck. Brock Bowers. Yeah, did you see he was what did he have? 80 yards passing today, man? It was like he had like 30 attempts. Dude, I gotta read the stat line because it's that fucking bad.
I think Kenny Pickett only got drafted at this point because of his fake slide for a touchdown run. It seems like
he was 15 for 25 for 64 yards and a pick.
So 15 completions for 62 yards or 65?
No, but 25. It was 2.6 yards per attempt. That's all I gotta say. That's bad if you're a fullback, brother.
Lord.
And I got to shout out to the counselor for his Ashton Genty pick that we talked about in every episode. He must draft him over Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson and Jonathan Taylor and CMC. How's that looking, bro? Don't draft rookie running backs, especially. Definitely don't draft them on bad teams, and definitely don't do that in the first round. You made the triple header of mistakes. You clown. I need to calm down. I think.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay, then.
You just take it easy, man.
You know, that's your answer for everything, dude. And let me point out something. Pacifism is not... Look at our current situation with that camel fucker in Iraq. Pacifism is not something to hide behind.
Just take it easy, man.
I'm perfectly calm, dude.
Yeah, waving the fucking gun around?
Calmer than you are.
I'm going to play that when you're yelling at me sometimes.
You're definitely John Goodman towards counselor in that.
Well, easy as hell to do that. How are we feeling about Rice with no Mahomes? Still top 10? No, he's not top 10 anymore, Connor. But, I'll say this. Gardner Minshew is a fine backup. He is better than a couple starters in the league right now. Like the Colts would love to have Gardner Minshew right now.
I think that he'll help make sure that if you have people on the Chiefs, like, Kelsey, Rice, basically those two, he should be able to help those guys still be fantasy relevant in the playoffs.
Ron with a success story here. He was nervous because he was playing against the guy who had Pitts, and that's rightfully so. I'd be shitting my pants. But he had a great game with Hendo, Stafford, Puka, Eagles defense, etc. So there you go. You said this. You did a whole speech about don't worry, right? Don't stress it.
Dude, come on.
That's what he said. Word for word. Jonathan needs 27.8 from Waddle and A-Chain full PPR. What are we thinking? Brian Thomas, damn. Well, I'll say this because I actually have the opposite. I am up 22 points in PPR, and I'm against A-Chain and Waddle. So, yeah, I'm probably fucked. Either way, it's gonna be a 9-3 week. We had 20 buys. We're looking at possibly 30 semifinal teams out of 36, which is I've never been to that number ever. Like I never made the playoffs in that percentage, not to mention advancing these teams. So Jonathan, I would say you have a 60% chance. I'd say I have a 30% chance because it's 5 less points that I can afford to have them have. So yeah, I wish it was the other way around. I wish you needed 22 and I could have him have 27.
Yeah,
but you know what?
Jonathan, you're definitely better.
George Pickens decided to give me nothing. So I only sat Hampton because of the matchup. Next week he has Dallas. Yeah, Dallas's run D is decent, but also Quinn Williams got banged up in this game too. What's going on, PZ? Pickens failed. No, not just fantasy managers. He failed the Cowboys. He failed himself. He failed the fans.
Dude, he's wasting literally millions and millions of dollars for being a fucking piece of shit. Like, I just don't understand it. By the way, right before the game started, they showed him on the bench and he had some like ski mask looking thing where you only saw his eyes, but he was just sitting so nonchalant. Like I couldn't, you could already tell he's had bad body language going right into that game. And here we were, or are bad.
PZ's up 0.7. Only guy left to play for both teams is Waddle. Nervous he'll shit the bed. I can't sit him. Well, you're up, so I wouldn't sit him though because of stat corrections. Like he's not going to get -1, dude. Like that's just a really, really low chance. The stat correction is more likely than him getting negative. So definitely start him up. Don't fuck with that shit. Last one league today, but got a buy in the other. He lost one league. Sorry. Still got a chance to win 1K or 1.5K for the buy one is. All right, GT, we're gonna help you through this, man. And rubber's meeting the road. One of those saying. Let's see. Storey said to start McManus this week. I couldn't get him since someone had him. McManus was dropped and available today, but I started McPherson. McPherson was really, but yeah, he obviously didn't score any points.
Dude.
Shut out, dude. Joe
That's
Burrow,
another thing.
You know what?
I was saying that was another thing. Like when we were asking like a couple things that we didn't mention, but that's something, dude. Like the Bengals, bro. I know. I have Chase in my one league that I haven't. I mean, so luckily he looked good, but he was the only one. Everything looked bad.
Why did they bring back Joe Burrow? I know I've been asking. Me and Story were talking about this 5 weeks ago. Do not do it. He's hurt still. He's clearly still hurt. I mean, he's playing through an injury. He's risking his future for this fucking sorry ass franchise. And I don't know. Like,
So he was talking about Pokemon scalpers being pieces of trash.
I'm no Bengals expert, but I think they're pretty bad.
Let's not forget, dude, that keeping wildlife, an amphibious rodent for, domestic within the city, that ain't legal either.
What are you, a fucking park ranger now?
No, I'm just trying
Who
to
gives
offer.
a shit about the fucking marmot?
I'm a park ranger now. Shout out to Nico Collins. Yeah, man. And you know what's crazy is I saw Nico. It flashed. I wasn't watching it individually. I was watching Red Zone. I didn't have the game up individually. I saw he had 53. He had a 53-yard touchdown. And then I saw the second quarter. He had like a 30-yard catch. And then for some reason, it never updated on my Yahoo. And then like I'm looking, it must have got called back or something. And they didn't show that part because he was stuck on 1 for 53 for like the rest of the fucking second and third quarter. And then he ended up having another touchdown. So Nico Collins is awesome. Drake London's awesome. I wish Drake London wouldn't have gotten hurt because those are my two guys this year that I was really confident in. The front of the second round.
Yeah,
they're killing. Let's see. Still alive. What's going on, Sven? In 3 leagues, what kickers are good kickers? Rob, Ray, Storey, anytime, any more Michael Wilsons. Adonai Mitchell is the guy, but he's obviously taken. But he might be like he's not obviously not Michael Wilson. But I did say, Ray, I said this is when the trade happened. Remember the first game when he had those really bad drops with Justin Fields?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm picking him up. I'm keeping an eye on him then. And then he had the game where he had two catches on 8 targets, but it was like 150 air yards. And I was like, all right, I like Tyrod Taylor a little bit. I was like, I'm picking him up everywhere. Then he had the breakout game. And then last game was rough just because it was Brady Cook's first game coming in relief. And Brady Cook's fine. He's terrible, but like we've seen.
Yeah, he did. He looked pretty decent, like decent for fantasy-wise. Exactly.
Yeah, it's the idea that the entire game is garbage time. Michael Wilson, that's a scam there. And like that is a good scam because teams are just playing off of these guys. And they're just trying not to allow the big play. And AD Mitchell's getting 9 targets a game. He's a really good player, dude. He just needs to catch the goddamn ball. And he's been catching the ball. That touchdown catch, that was not an easy catch. And like usually he drops that. So I'm really encouraged. And
by the way, hey, you know what? He was a good guy. He gave the ball to some ref, somebody or another. He ran back and grabbed the ball to give it back to Brady Cook. So that was nice.
I think he knows that his what happened in Indy, that the rep that he had coming out of college was just knucklehead. And he's trying to like just right the ship and be like, right. Dude, I know I have a chance. Like this team gave me a chance. Sometimes it's all it takes, right? This team wanted me, which is important for these guys to like change the scenery is a big deal, man. And this was, I think, the best example of that. That's why I love the trade. I obviously hate Sauce Gardner so much, and I just think he's terrible. Not worth 2 firsts. But the trade, getting Adonai Mitchell for free, is a 23-year-old receiver with all the talent in the world that has a chip on his shoulder with a team that has no offensive weapons besides Garrett Wilson. Sven, what kickers? I didn't look at the matchups next week, Sven, but Cam Little's a guy.
If he's available,
is a guy I have everywhere. Fairbairn has the best schedule.
I would think Fairbairn is picked up mostly in this at this point. But I'm saying, dude, Cam Little I've seen still around. Like, if either of those guys as well, I mean, I doubt he's probably available, but he could be. But I would pick those other guys up over him. New England kicker.
Yeah, he's Storey loves him, and I was a little cooler. I was like, I take Fairbairn or Cam Little. Hetzer, Chuba Hubbard. He said, Chuba Hubbard, it's still Rico's backfield. I mean, it's not entirely Rico's backfield, but it's 60% Rico, it appears. He's saying it might drop Chuba to make room for someone else that might actually give me some value. So unless you need someone to start, which Chuba could still be started, there's no one with more upside than Chuba Hubbard because Rico Dowdle has an ankle injury. He played through it. And like he is a clear backup running back there, and he would get 22 touches. The team loves running the ball. So who are you dropping him for, Hetzer? I guess is the question I have.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna hit you guys with the intro, and then we're gonna get to the rest of the questions here. So keep on pumping them in, gentlemen. Pump them in. Also, we are, as always, doing the Beer Chat fundraiser. Every 5 super chats, Beer Chug. Every $20 super chat, Beer Chug. Everyone that signs up for the Patreon during the live stream, Beer Chug. And after 15, if I get 15, I do a shot as well. Beer and a shot. I need some energy because it was a long day. I had a long night last night, right? I didn't sleep very much, but here's the intro. might just keep that Todd Bowles one in there. And oh shit, Ray, you're eating. What am I doing? See, I'm slacking. I am off today. I'm gonna get right the ship here. I forgot you're eating, so we got to hear what you're eating. What do you got for us, buddy? It's got to be some kind of meat, is my guess. He's muted.
You don't say.
Yeah, what do you got?
Got some Wingstop, baby.
Oop. Oh, shit. What kind of wings?
Bone some corn. Dude, corn, if you guys never had it, fucking fire. Then bone-in wings.
Oh, man, I like skipped dinner tonight, so I am just... You're killing me with that, Ray. I had like a couple chicken tenders and I had cereal, so I need to do something. Also, here's Helen Hunt. Say hello, Helen. Before we go any farther, got a couple shout outs to make. Shout out to all the Patreon members. You guys are killing it, man. Keeping the lights on here 7 days a week. We are live 7 different nights a week with 8 different guests. So you're getting different perspectives. Also, Big Ray quite a bit. Storey, the Chaz, Hastings. A lot more than just access to the Discord community, which is a big perk, but you get access to the community fantasy leagues, guest appearances on the show. If you go to the highest level, we have at least one fan on a week, typically free merchandise giveaways like this hat. Also access to these bets. So what are we looking at? 71-38. We went 5-4 today. Not a good week this week, but we're still crushing the bets, gentlemen. So you get access to the early plays there. So professionalfanatics.com, how you get into all that kind of stuff. Get in the Discord, get in the chats. This show, this chat, this community goes on 24/7, truly 24/7 in the chat. Bijan and Henderson basically won my week. Those guys went off. Bijan, I feel like should have bigger games every game. Like, just he doesn't get the touchdowns, but he will. He will.
Oh, well, you know who it is. It's an Algier bastard.
Or just the offense being terrible.
Well, it might
terrible.
be
Do the Bills win the NFC? Do the Bills win the AFC now? AFC North.
No. Well, on the North, I would say the
AFC East. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they do, man. I think they do. I think the Patriots. They didn't lose a game. That was their first loss since September, dude. Wrap your head around that, dude.
But they also have the easiest schedule from front to back, so that does matter.
Colts in the Seahawks game was ugly, very, very ugly. That was gross. That was gross. How confident are you guys with JT going up against Niners next week? Niners run D has actually been really good, Wally, but I don't believe in the Niners D. Like, I don't think they're an elite unit at all. So they're going to have to run it through JT. So right. I think they need to find a way to get him more involved in the passing game because there is just not a lot of room up the middle to run because teams are just crowding the box. So this is an ideal. I see next week maybe 3 or 4 catches for him. That's the only way to really get him out in space. So he's still an RB1, man. The schedule was always gonna be rough down the stretch because the schedule was so tough. Now you're mixing that with a fucking 50-year-old quarterback. So
right,
he's still fine, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Ooh, this is a good one, man. Tyler Warren. So Tyler Warren or a player like Parkinson. Now, Parkinson's been killing it, bro. 5 out of 6 weeks now. You had 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6 with a touchdown. And now you have no Devontae Adams. So, and there's still no Tyler Higbee. And they're just not trusting Ferguson, the rookie, too much. He's running some deep routes here, but he's only on the field like 33% of the time. And Davis Allen is just a dude. So Parkinson is like the number 2 option there, right, in terms of outside the running backs. So I don't know if I'd go that far. It depends. I feel like I want to start my studs, but like, what do you get? Where's the upside in Tyler Warren? Touchdown upside, not really there. Volume isn't really there because they're trying to hide Phillip Rivers. So would you just go Parkinson over Tyler Warren?
I mean, here's the thing is that I mean, I guess if you really it's so hard, dude. Like, I guess so, but maybe. I mean, I guess I wouldn't. Oh God, how about this? With Devontae Adams being out, I probably would though, just because that's a whole, 10+ targets a day, a game that needs to be made up for.
Yeah,
and he's been, like you said,
and the goal line stuff.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'd go Parkinson.
What a world we're living in, man. Be growing stuff is cooked. He said, time to start paying attention to my family again. Yeah, you could do that. You could also, bet on football, right? You could get into our NFL playoff fantasy league, which keeps fantasy going in the actual NFL playoffs, which is coming up in 3 weeks. A lot of stuff to do, man. But yeah, you can also, do both. Pay attention to your family, play fantasy playoffs, still watch football. I got A-Chain versus Boswell, PPR even points. I want A-Chain, obviously, but here's the one problem with A-Chain is he has a rib injury, so like he is much more likely to leave the game, right? All it takes is one big hit. It's gonna be really cold there, playing the Steelers. One big rib shot, and you're looking at a quarter miss, maybe the rest of the game miss. So obviously, I want A-Chain, but it's not a done deal. Boswell could get 13.
Right.
Arguably, all these injuries make it level for everyone because everyone is using backups, so it's all about depth. It's rough, and so Pierre, his name is like M something, but I call him Pierre. He was one of the first guys that was on the streams. He's the one that was in. I was in like 9 Fantrax leagues with him. He was in 10 leagues. I was in 9 of them with him, and he loves drafting defenses early and often. He rosters 3 defenses and like 2 kickers and like 2 quarterbacks. Like his bench has like 4 position players, and he's always like, "Yeah, defense is huge, so I play matchups." I'm like. But when injuries happen, you have nothing. And like my strategy is clearly opposite, right? I stream defense. I never have more than 1 unless it's like this time of year. I might have 2 to play for 16 and 17. But in the earlier weeks, I want all the upside I can get on the bench. And like his teams, he's got nothing now. Like he has nothing. And I have all the handcuff running backs. So I have guys like Devin Neal. I have guys that can play, right? And like Rico Dowdle was a guy I drafted when he was drafting a defense.
Right.
And just you can't do it anymore. You should never draft even like, Aubrey is fine.
Not during the draft.
Aubrey is not a 10th round pick. Like I don't ever want to do it.
Dude, if you're gonna start doing that, you do that like for instance, like when you and I were 10-1 in our league, I shit the bed. I went 1-3 in the last month, but nonetheless, I still made the playoffs with that day. But my point is, if you're in a position like that, when it's like later in the season, you're pretty confident you'll make the playoffs. Sure, then start doing things like that by picking up. I mean, you may not be able to get every, defense or whatever you want, but you can still get a pretty good stable of, options. You know what I mean? Instead of drafting them in September.
We don't know. Like Denver's defense got 5 points today. That's the best. That was the number 1 defense drafted, and like. We just don't know. The Buccaneers had the great matchup on Thursday Night Football. Good, a decent defense, and it's hurt. Who cares? And a good matchup, and they got like 2 points. So like it's so random. I can project volume with position players and opportunity and touchdown equity. I can't project what a defensive team's going to score. Sometimes it's obvious. I get it, right? If you playing a defense against the Raiders is a pretty good option. But like you can also play a bad defense against the Raiders and get equal points. Psycho Steve, your boys in here made it the second round. But he's got Phillip Rivers and Tyrod Taylor as my starting quarterbacks after Mahomes' injury. Well, Tyrod Taylor is probably not coming back this year. That's not official, but I feel like they're just going to roll with Brady Cook and see what happens because, like, they don't want to win. Tyrod Taylor gives them a better chance to win. And Phillip Rivers is literally like fantasy hell because they're not throwing the ball at all. He has the opposite of rushing upside. It's rushing downside. So it's 100%, I don't want to fuck with that one at all.
You can't move right now.
You can find there's got to be somebody. I would rather start Brady Cook over fucking Phillip Rivers. Like, give me a body. Tyler Shuck, give me a body that actually is not decrepit. Max, what up, boys? We are going to the finals in my league for the next 2 weeks. Need some luck going up against Jamar McBride and JT. Still got confidence in my team. Yeah, man. We'll help you every step along the way. We want you guys to win. That's the goal of this show. I don't need help with my leagues. I don't even throw any questions because the whole show would be me asking start-sit questions to you guys. Fucking 30 teams still alive. But maybe next year I'll do a day where I just ask. It's like I ask you guys. Yeah, Waddle and A-Chain, you're fine. 27. I'm just holding out hope that maybe Waddle doesn't do well, and it's a $250 league, so I would really like to win that one. I put up 170. I'm going to lose putting up 170 in PPR, which is not the biggest week in the world, but it would have been, typically second or third highest in the league in a normal like week 13 matchup. So Tyler Shuck is a pickup, guys, if you need a quarterback. Yeah, Jets and Titans for Tyler Shuck. And Taysom Hill's not really been involved. I saw him on the field like 3 plays today. So now you never know. You can never rule it out on the goal line, but I just haven't seen it. So
right.
Haven't seen it. What was the breakdown between Hendo, Stevenson, 70-30? I haven't looked at the numbers, Jay, but it was not 70-30 because the first half was like 100% a 50-50 split. Yeah, look it up for us. The first half was definitely a 50-50, so it might have been like 63. I would say 63% Travion for snap share. Burrow was god-awful. Jay Moore says, this is funny, how is Genty RB14 in the season? He hasn't missed a game. He hasn't missed a game, right? Like that's why
that does go a long way.
The biggest problem people do look at in the offseason and going into next year is to look at total points scored. Where do they finish? I want to look at points per game because points per game is a better indicator of indicator of the player's ability, right? I don't care if they get 12 points a game and play every game. I want a guy that averaged 16 that might have missed 4 games because anyone can get hurt. What do you got? What was the split?
So for carry wise, Hendy had 14 for 148 and 2 touchdowns. Stevenson had 6 for 50, which was 8.3 average. Hendy was 10.6 average. And then for receiving, targets wise, Stevenson was 3 for 3 for 27 yards, and Hendy was 2 of 3 for 13 yards. So that would be.
I was talking more snap share though, and snap shares aren't out on the site I look at, so I'll look at that tomorrow. Like the touches were 66% Travion. Right. But I'm thinking of the snap share, which is more of an indicator of touches going forward. But Travion's taking over the back. It took fucking long enough, though.
Right.
Thoughts on the Ravens Patriots Sunday night? I think the Ravens have a good shot in this game, man. Ravens are Lamar Jackson. This was almost like a bye week for him. He didn't have to do much. I know this because I had him over 31.5 rushing yards, and he had 2 carries for 26 yards. And they didn't have to run him, and they didn't have to throw him. It was just, dude. That was the Ravens defense. And I know Joe Burrow played bad, and the Ravens are rounding into form on defense, but I don't know. I would say that 65% chance that the Patriots win. Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Patriots, just because they lost against the Bills, Bills are better, way better than or I shouldn't say way better, but they're better than the Ravens.
We still starting Rice over Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin looks pretty good, and it's nice without Jaden Daniels there. Honestly, I feel like he gets the looks, but I want Rice, especially in full PPR. I want Rice. I'm not worried about the downgrade too much, man, because Patrick Mahomes has not played well. His numbers have been good, but in fantasy, he's been good because he's running the fucking shit out of the ball. So many rushing attempts and rushing touchdowns. Like he was not playing very good quarterback, and Gardner Minshew is a scrappy dude that's aggressive. So I don't mind it there. I'm a little more worried about Travis Kelce. GT says Steelers making the playoffs. Ray, as of now, what are you thinking, man? Because they do play each other week 18. So you have a week 18 matchup against Ravens and Steelers. And they have the same record right now, right? Well, Steelers have to play tomorrow night. So if the Steelers lose tomorrow, they will have the same record. But the Ravens already did beat the Steelers. So essentially they'll have the tiebreaker if they win week 18. So they need to have the Steelers need to have a 2-game lead on them going into that last game.
Well, no, they can have the one game lead and still win that game and be okay. But,
but I'm saying if they lose the game and they have the same record,
to be no matter what division, have a 2
tiebreaker, baby.
Exactly. Right.
So are you still banking on the Steelers? Would you if you had to bet right now, who are you picking?
Did Ryan Stanley come back into that game? Ryan Stanley?
Yeah. Or if he didn't, it was a precautionary thing.
Okay. Well, if he's fine, which I mean, who's to say that's who gives a shit about that? To me, it means a lot. Yeah, I would say then, like I would say the Ravens, because dude, they just especially like, dude, what happened with TJ Watt? Like,
yeah, that's a huge loss, man. That's like losing your left tackle. Honestly, that's as important as a left tackle. That's the guy that neutralizes the passing game and the running game.
So, and plus, who just knows what that offense is so wishy-washy, and man. I mean, I'll go with the Ravens at this point, man. To be honest, like, I mean, it's fucked because the Steelers had like they were 6-4, right? So,
Yeah,
Whoops.
I still got some of my Ravens tickets. I don't have all of them. I cashed out a few of them, but I still have a decent amount of money on the Ravens win the Super Bowl at 25-1, which that could happen. Jay Moore, Purdy had a day. Pearsall was actually solid today. That was probably my favorite. That bet hit early and often. The latter hit as well. Brock Purdy looked good. That scramble he had, he looks healthy coming back from that toe injury finally. So I was pretty rough on Purdy when I had Nico on the show because he's a Niners fan. But give Purdy some flowers, man. And this team just they're like a cockroach. You can't kill them. The injuries don't seem to affect them. They just come back. Kyle Shanahan's a good ass coach. Hopefully he can do it in the playoffs this year. GT putting respect on my Rivers question mark. Philip Rivers was awful. He is awful. He's just too old. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what they're doing. He knew the offense from coaching a high school team. Congratulations, Philip. But like, I don't know. And I was actually watching an interview with Tom Brady, who's so much better now. I was really, really critical of him announcing games last year. It was terrible. He's fine now, and he will be good. But he's actually a really good interview, and he just knows. So, dude, Tom Brady, the GOAT, right? And he was saying like he would have considered coming back, but since he's a part owner of the Raiders, he's not allowed to. But like, I would have much rather have Tom Brady because he's older than Philip Rivers, right? He's probably 47. Tom Brady, 48. But Tom Brady, no, I feel like is still in good shape.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because when he retired, and they were talking about him coming
44.
back, I think he would have been like, he's 44.
No, he was 44 his last year playing, I think.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Which is crazy. Tom Brady's a different animal, though. And the safety
because they said that if Philip Rivers won the game today, him and good old Vinny Testaverde, baby, would have been the three quarterbacks to win at age 44 and start a game and win at age 44.
Philadelphia Eagles win today. Football trophy. Happy.
Go Birds, though.
Oh, go Birds.
All right, go Birds, right?
Go Birds. Get your hand off my knee. Go Birds.
So I said this to someone in the Discord. I was like, it was actually to J-Bob. J-Bob was just all happy about it, and everyone was ripping on him. I was like, you know what? Like a slump buster, if you haven't been laid for a while, like the equivalent of beating the Raiders with Kenny Pickett at quarterback is essentially like hiring a fat prostitute who like you have to pay for. The sex is awful, and you might have a disease now. Now, you did get laid, technically, but did you? Like, is this really a win for the Eagles? Like, this doesn't like this. Does it show you anything, Ray? It didn't show me anything at all. Jalen Hurts played okay. I like they ran the ball, and their defense looked good. Their defense has looked good all year. So I'm not going to take anything from this game outside of the fact that you got to win, and you have 2 more games against the Commanders. So, like, you guys won your division. I don't know how comfortable I am with going into the playoffs, and besides the fact I'm resting on who you guys have been and the talent you have, but the team and the chemistry and all the other stuff is still an issue.
Yeah, no. That was odd, to say the least. It should have been way better. It wasn't. Like, it was, but it wasn't. That makes sense to you, I hope. Because it's one of those things, like, it just should have been easy. Like, it should have been done by the third quarter. Like, like 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Like, the game wrapped up. That's what should have happened.
I'm not taking anything from it. I can't. There's nothing to take from it. Besides, Saquon Barkley looked pretty good.
Yep.
He looked pretty good.
And Goddard, except that fucked up.
Matt says, would the Chiefs defense be a good play against the Titans next week? Yes, they would be. And I broke it down to a story like this because he asked me about one of his leagues. And they were a must start if they won that game. It's motivation and stuff, right? Like Chris Jones is a little banged up. I still think they're a fine start, but like top end start with the season being over. Now the Titans are also still the Titans and their season's over and they're trying to get the first pick. So yeah, they're a fine start. Like, I don't hate it, but it's not like a top 3 start like it would have been if they won the game. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but
dude, it's just absolutely fucked up. Like, when I'm not trying to laugh because I'm just laughing because I find it insanity that how many fantasy teams got absolutely destroyed today. And it's not even
lots.
Like I'm saying, I'm not happy about it because I love watching football. I love watching the best talented players play. Like I'm saying, like next week when the Bears play the Packers, they're not going to have Micah Parsons. I mean, I really hope we beat the shit out of them, but it would have been better.
Christian Watson.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because he fucked his shoulder up.
Jaden Reed's probably not available in most leagues, but he's definitely a top waiver claim because he looks great.
Ooh,
and without Christian Watson, I like that a lot.
It dropped Reed.
Pinheiro, I give Pinheiro a lot of shit just because his field goals are so ugly. He has no range, but dude produces, man. He produces. So Good call on the McPherson drop, because McPherson, you could probably just not even worry about him the rest of the year. This offense is broken. If T. Higgins coming back, maybe it gets better. I wonder if they bring T. Higgins back now with the multiple concussions.
They will.
I really hope they do, because they will. For my own selfish reasons for having him in 4 or 5 leagues.
Yeah, but they just will, because they're just an awful, awful organization.
Ooh, so we didn't talk about Bam Knight. Bam Knight got hurt.
I know.
That
you got carted off.
DeMarcado, here's the problem. DeMarcado's back. So it's like, would it surprise you if it's DeMarcado next week? Like this backfield in Arizona has been the biggest messy. It's like a squirter. Like you bang and the bed's ruined. And you try to start a guy and your running back slot's ruined. So Michael Carter is the guy. I like him in PPR, but DeMarcado, I feel like, is the better player. He is the better player. He is more apt to take early down carries, goal line work, etc. So let's see what the reports are from DeMarcado. I know he was active today, but I don't think he got any touches. I could be wrong, because I don't really watch a lot of Arizona besides Michael Wilson catching touchdowns.
I was gonna say, how could you not watch them when you just like have the biggest boner for Michael Wilson, you liar?
Well, they don't run the ball, so I don't ever see him run the ball. It's literally, they run the ball like 8 times a game, and it's just like Michael Carter had 4 catches for like 32 yards, but that's all you see. Furious. Jefferson benchable for Hampton, Judkins, or Evans next week. Quinch on Judkins. This is rough.
Dude, 0.9.
What's going on, man?
0.9. Well, how about this? Can we give the flowers of the Bears?
Yes, we can do that.
I'm not gonna sit here
real quick. I'm not benching Jefferson. He has the Giants next week.
No,
I keep on saying this every week, but
no, don't.
Good matchup too.
Come on, like I get everybody's frustrated with this shit, but unless you literally have what is it for Hampton, Judkins, or Evans? No, maybe Evans, but I still would
maybe Evans.
Still wouldn't do it for the other two, but like I still wouldn't do it.
Evans has Carolina next week, and that is the J.C. Horn. That's a tough matchup. We've seen Mike Evans. Remember the Lattimore games when he just gets shut down?
Mm-hmm. And also, the Commanders just put up 39 points on the Giants. So, or was it 29? Whatever.
29.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's still near 30 fucking points. Like, I'd be okay with him next week.
PZ put a bet on last week on Bills to beat the Rams in the Super Bowl 26-1 odds. That's solid. I mean, that's hard to have both teams, but I like both those teams. I mean, the Bills have to be almost the favorites. I'd say it's probably Broncos, Patriots, Bills are the top 3 there. And Houston has I love Houston. They are fucking impressing me week after week. Nico is looking great. CJ Stroud is reinvigorated right now, Ray. Reinvigorated.
Yeah, I really think we talked about this the other day. Like, I said to myself, like, I really think that's like one of the real dark horse teams that people may not want to talk about, but that really could like make at least to the AFC Championship. And who the hell knows what happens in that game? You know what I mean?
Saints are a nice pickup, man. Their defense actually looks good too. It's not just the matchups they have going forward with the Jets. He would bench Justin Jefferson. The matchup today was perfect, still bad. Here's why you don't do it though. And maybe we're gonna look like idiots next week. But it's the targets, it's the talents, and JJ McCarthy is looking better. So you mix those 3 together, and it's the Giants. So the matchup's good. Like, that's a lot of stuff in his favor. And they're going to force feed. They're force feeding him the ball, and they have nothing to play for. They got to get that chemistry going, whether it's for next year or just to make Justin Jefferson a little happy because he doesn't whine. He's not an A.J. Brown. You know what I mean? He tries not to whine like some of the other, really, really, really annoying diva receivers, which, thank God, because that kind of shit just pisses me off.
Damn it!
Just about everyone on my team went off. Dart, Nico, McLaurin, Barkley, Olave. I put up 150. My opponent has 82 with Metcalf left. 70 points can be tough to have with DK. Dude, I need DK to score 15 PPR points to advance in one of my millionaire best balls. 2 million to first place. I already made 1, but I had 18. So to advance 2 is pretty good.
Did you get an eye on my XFL team? 171.
No, you went off though.
171 projected 180, and I left. I stupidly started Matt Stafford over Trevor Lawrence, and Matt Stafford got me 22.47, and Trevor Lawrence got me 53.10 on my bench.
Just for everyone to know, Ray's gloating because he has a bye, so it's actually not a good thing because guess what? You don't want to do that in your bye week.
They blew my load. I know they blew their load.
I had like 5 teams on Fantrax that I had buys on score over 200. I'm just like,
but you also didn't say that
you're
also salty because you're gonna lose in that league. So
yeah, it's fine. It's rare. You know,
yeah, you're
advancing. I'm possibly advancing
one of 30 leagues, Ray. Well, what of it?
No, I'm going to be advancing 29 or 30 out of 36 teams into the semifinal, which is just the dumbest rate in the history of fantasy football. And these are all $250 leagues, so there's some big coin on the line. Chiefs Dynasty is over finally. We could all be happy about that. I'm not happy about the Mahomes injury. Like, I'm not the council. I don't celebrate these things. But thank God. And it's not just this year. It's like it's going to be a couple years before they're back. It's not going to be next year. It might be 2027, maybe, dude. But like Kelsey's gone. Reed's probably going to be gone too.
They do have good ownership. So that's the only thing I'll say. But having Mahomes like getting $53 million a year or whatever the fuck it is, that against the cap, that doesn't help anything. But that's also why the NFL doesn't really have an NFL cap. They don't have a cap. You can just, you have $53 million. Well, we'll just use that into a bonus. Then take $24 million of that. So all of a sudden it's half. So,
would you rather start Jordan Love against the Bears next week? There's no Watson. I know this is early to say this, but then Dart versus the Vikings. Now the Vikings are pretty tough against quarterbacks, but Jackson Dart rushes, dude. He had like 40 plus rushing yards today. So he's still running, man. They can't stop that man. They can't keep that car in the garage, dude.
They cannot.
I would go Dart if it's 4 per touchdown for sure.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, here's the thing. The Bears lost at Green Bay by 1 touchdown. Came down to the last drive. Cleveland went into Green Bay and beat Green Bay at Green Bay. The Bears just beat the living shit out of them 31-3. Now I completely understand. Playing one team, doing this and that, I understand it's literally not the same shit. But I'm just getting at the fact, especially now that they got Micah Parsons hurt, this is really going to be a toss-up. So I would just say I might go Dart, man. But
yeah, I want the upside. I want the upside with Dart, and that's not a division game. So give me that one. Adam, I was so close to dropping Corum for Seattle. Thought they were going to score 20 off Rivers. It was kind of disappointing for the fantasy defense there of Seattle, but they're still fine. Like that's a bad game for them. And Corum is you got to hold him. You got to hold him because he's startable. He is a flex worthy guy week in, week out now because he's scoring touchdowns. Now you have no Devontae Adams, which might slow the offense down a bit. I don't think it does as much. And I think that Corum he's getting half the work, literally half the work. So he looks awesome too. That jump cut. Yeah, that jump cut touchdown, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets to the edge so fast. Like Kyron just can't do those things. Kyron's just a better grinder and just a better team, the coaches trust him more because he's better at pass blocking and those kind of things. He has a contract, but Blake Corum has earned this role that he has.
You don't think he's a better pass catcher by a little bit?
Oh, Kyron's a better pass catcher. Yeah. So he's got that. But I think with the
soon
open
enough,
field, I definitely prefer.
I would say Kyron's got another year. Like it'll be this year, next year. And then they'll get rid of him, and then it'll be the Blake Corum show. Like I think like right now, this will be the last year, like when it was with. By the way, I have a glove on because I'm just eating wings here. Time to get greasy, everybody.
Oh, hey, love that.
But anyways, I think this will be like the last year of like it'd be like with the Lions. When it was before Gibbs really took off. I think that's what we're at right
now. So Drake London, we need him to come back this week now, or I'm dropping him because I don't think I'm going to hold on to him even if he comes back week 17. Can you trust him? Like depends on my roster.
Is he on IR?
No, they didn't put him on IR, which is the wacky thing. He's already missed 4 games. So that's the one upside here, and they won. And I actually think they have a realistic shot. I think they could possibly win the division still.
That division, man. What the hell?
I think they can still win the division. Let's take a gander here, and it's a really long shot. But what they would need to have happen is. Carolina and Buccaneers to split the games they play together.
Right.
And then if that happens, it's crazy. They're 5-9, so they could finish 8-9. So if Tampa Bay and Carolina, let's see the division. Yeah, dude. So I'm pretty sure if they both split and lose out and Atlanta wins out, I know it's like a fucking 0.1% chance, but they technically have a chance. And, Raheem Morris is kind of a moron, so he could see that and be like, literally Dumb and Dumber. You're telling me there's a chance.
But they're 2-3 in the division. But the ones above them are 2-2. So technically speaking,
they'd all be 3-3.
The Saints are 3-2 in the division. That is fucking great.
Wow. I know. Just
go figure.
Genty is buns in Oakland, and I'll be honest, he's looked okay this year. He has not been the prospect we were sold.
No. But he's
fine. He's good.
Trash.
He's good.
He's
not
Bijan
really Robinson.
Bad team. No,
he's not Bijan Robinson, man.
No. He's also, that's why he's 5'9". Bijan's 6'1". Just saying.
People called me crazy for drafting Hendo in the 4th round of all my leagues.
Yeah, me too. I fucked up. I just drafted better in my later. No, we fucked that up. That was a bad pick. I'm just saying I just got lucky in the leagues I had him.
Here's the thing: if you're a good fantasy player, it's a good pick because if you can make the playoffs, now you have Hendo. A lot of people aren't good fantasy players, so if they picked Hendo in the 4th round and they probably made other mistakes, they're not in the playoffs. So like all this, it was too little, too late because it didn't start happening until week 10. So you might have been 3-7 when that happened, 3-6, right? So like, yeah, it was. It's hard to call it a W though. Is it easy? Would you call it a W? It's like a neutral. It was fine, and it's nice that it worked out. This is why you draft rookies though, because the second half bump, right? The league winner. They are league winners. You just got to get through. So if you're smart though, like what a move would have been was draft Hendo and then draft a guy like Javonte Williams, and now you're winning the league because you had Javonte Williams first 9 weeks. Now you toss Hendo in there.
Oh,
a lot of guys don't do that.
My high school league where I have also Kyron. Yep.
Very smart. Very smart. Hendo will be probably I'd say mid second round pick, depending on. I mean, Stevenson's still going to be there because they paid him, but I feel like once the cat's out of the bag here, and like you got to play your best player, and he's good. He's an awesome pass catcher. He's good in pass pro. He's electric, and I wouldn't say you didn't give. It's furious. It depends on how you drafted. So if you drafted Henderson as the surefire RB2 on your team or RB1 on your team, right? Let's say you went wide receiver heavy and you didn't really stack your running backs with like guys that were more playable early in the year, then yes, you didn't get value out of him. If you drafted Javonte Williams, if Henderson was your RB2, it's second running back drafted, and you drafted guys like David Montgomery even, or guys like that weren't just like JCM would be a bad example. You wouldn't want to pair him with JCM, who's been awful, by the way. Hey, I did stream JCM in like 3 leagues today. Last second when I
was going to say he was damn good today.
15 points. We'll take that.
But yeah, no, Hendy was one of those things where I had high hopes for him to do what he was doing right now. Even if it wasn't be good for the first 6 weeks, I was still hoping it would be 6 weeks and be.
Hetzer drafted Henderson in the 2nd round. He must have been watching the counselor because that's what the counselor told everyone to do.
Whoops.
No, the counselor was 1st round Genty, 2nd round Hampton, 3rd round Hendy, 4th round Harvey. That was his team. He's like, I'm going to take 4 running backs in a row, and then I'll make up wide receiver later with Keon Coleman and Trey Harris and Dante Thornton. Analytical, you got to understand, you did, but you didn't. So, like, it is value now, but if you didn't have the proper roster construction and you're playing in a deep league, like, Hendo killed you the first 7 weeks. He was not playable. He was getting 6 points a game. So it's if you got past that and you're in the playoffs, yes, value. If you didn't get past that and you missed the playoffs, the value isn't there. So I'm in the playoffs in all my Hendo leagues. And I only had him in 3 spots. So I'm very happy with it now. And I only drafted him because I got him in the late 4th because I wasn't reaching on Hendo because I just wasn't sold in the situation.
I just want to say that, like, for instance, people that would be available, like, roughly around the 4th round, well, in our league, Robin XFL, since I had the first pick, I had Robin's Bijan, and then went back, got Kyron. And so basically, it was Garrett Wilson, Tiny Dancer, DK Metcalf, Jameson Williams. I mean, these are people, our friends. So just mind you, these are just random Ray asses who make some bad picks at times, but. In general, we're talking about these type of players. Mike Evans, Rice, who's gone for a while, Hurts, Hubbard, McLaurin, Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison, Pickens, Devontae Smith, Odunze, Swift, Aaron Jones, Connor. So you know what I mean? Like Hendo at this point is a good pick. It's just it took a long time, but there are other people that would be available that if you were smart, you could have had a better pick.
Yeah, it was a good pick though. It was a good pick. I'm just saying there was better. He wasn't the best pick in fantasy this year. You know who the best pick in fantasy this year was? JSN was the best pick in fantasy this year. Like that's a guy that is on every single championship roster. Analytical is really flexing right now. That's why I'm in the championship game. You're just watching from the side. He's talking to someone in the chat.
I know, but I'm saying
and also championship week is next week. Championship week is week 17, unless you were playing in a league that started on week 14, which is just lame because then you have bye weeks in your championship. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. So minded. I'm in 30. I advanced 30 teams out of 36. So that was without drafting Travion Henderson. So it can be done in a lot of different ways. I drafted Tucker Kraft everywhere, right? And I'm starting Michael Wilson everywhere. Like there's so many ways to do it. There's no right way. And Henderson was good. He's fine. He's fine. But it was rough early on. It was rough. He was the best of the rookie running backs though, because they have all flopped. They've all flopped. Hampton injured. It was a flop. But Genty all-time flop. Harvey's been bad. Harvey was better value because he was a 6th-round pick, but it's not been good, man. That was the same kind of situation where Harvey was
been one of the better ones.
Javonte Williams.
No, rookie running backs.
Oh, who? Kyle Manungai.
I'm saying
undrafted.
I'm just saying. No, well, yeah, for fantasy wise, 100%. Yep.
Oh, dude, Jay Moore. So in one of my home leagues, dude, Dude started Isaiah Likely, full PPR in the flex. He started Isaiah Likely last second. He had him on his bench because he had, I don't know if he had McBride. I had McBride. So he had maybe Bowers. And he swapped Isaiah Likely. He had Tony Pollard in there originally. And then at like 11:45, I had Worthy in my flex. And I just did not like that. I was not looking forward to that, but I had really nobody else. And I swapped it out. I dropped Worthy for JCM. Or not JC, yeah, for JCM. I was like, I don't give a fuck about losing Worthy. Like, I'm a winner go home situation. I was 2-7 in this league, Ray. 2-7. I've won 5 in a row. And he starts Likely. I pick up JCM. He benches Pollard. So if he had just kept Pollard in there, he wins. Or if he had picked up JCM, he wins. And he starts Likely, who gets 0. So, that guy's got to be pissed. He's got to be pissed. Furious though. Here's one thing we have to understand. Again, so yes, Henderson's RB21. But again, like that, it's points per game. I know points per game aren't great for him because he hasn't missed a game, but it's the spike weeks. That's the difference, right? Like Genty had one spike week, right? The Bears game, right? Where he had 2 touchdowns. That was the only spike week Genty's really had. Where we now have 3 elite multi-touchdown long run games from Henderson where he's popping off for 30. So that's what's up. That's the kind of players we want to target, right? Is that's what's up.
Yeah, people who can have consistent upside and be the home run hitters compared to like basically you want a Hendy over a Najee Harris when Najee was on the Steelers and the Chargers. You know,
kicker Eddie P was clutch for me this week. He is. This is a good comment. Y'all some grown ass men talking about other grown ass men. I mean, yeah, because I would love to talk about the lingerie league, which I love, the halftime show. I also talk about women, trannies. I'll talk about fucking movies. I'll talk about music. I'll talk about anything you want to talk about. This happens to be a fantasy football show this time of year. So I apologize for talking about other grown men. But again, lingerie league, we'll do a whole thing on that because I do actually really love that, Ray. Have you ever watched it?
Yeah, definitely. Of course. Who hasn't?
Got some angry, can we just kind of keep it a little respectful in here because, you know, he's entitled. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, minded. Like they really are. And I see both ends of the spectrum on this one. Like, I feel like you're both kind of right. And like, it depends on how you drafted. Like, it's not like Henderson was just doing this all year. If he was doing this all year, then fucking just spray on his face. You know what I mean?
And well, by the way, dude, I did everybody who had Hendy, again, I have Hendy in 2 of my 4 leagues, and I'm in the 2 leagues I'm having in, I made the playoffs. So I watched him like a hawk. Dude, Stevenson was kicking ass in that first quarter, in the first half, more than Hendy. So I'm just saying, Vrabel's still an ass that he likes to keep that guy around. So don't be just shocked if Hendy can't break off those big runs. He might be limited to 60 yards in a game.
Well, let's be honest, that he should have taken over this backfield much earlier. But that Stevenson injury was just the perfect timing. And because, dude, the fumbles, like nothing was going to take Stevenson out of that starting job because he had 3 fumbles in 2 games. And he had 5 fumbles last year. So, like, Vrabel would be a coach you think would care about fumbles. Like, Bill Belichick cut your ass with 1 fumble, bro. Right. And it wasn't going to happen until that injury happened. Now, it would have probably been a 50-50 towards the end of the year. Now we got wheels up, baby. Wheels up. No problem, Joseph. Appreciate you, man. How about Juwan Jennings' TD streak going? He's crushing right now, man. He is. Brock Purdy loves Juwan Jennings, and I was really hopeful for Ricky Pearsall, and he showed me something in this game. So I started Pearsall in a couple leagues this week. Desperation times, right? And
I'm glad I picked him up last sec. Literally, I picked him up in like last 10 minutes in our Balls Deep League off the free agent wire. So I didn't start him, but he's on my team now. So since I won,
this guy's angry. Next week, do I play Waddle versus Cincinnati or Jamison Williams versus Pittsburgh full PPR? Jamison Williams is a must start, bro. He's on fire. What does he have? 100 plus yards and a touchdown in like 3 of his last 4 games. And it's been the perfect correlation of we hear the whole Dan Campbell taking over play calling duty. It's that mixed with Sam Laporta being out, Brock Wright being out. So now you're down to no tight ends. Anthony Ferkser, terrible. Like you have no tight ends there. And it just hasn't worked with Tesla. Tesla hasn't worked. Khalif Raymond's a gadget guy. So it's like you're getting the full wide receiver 2 treatment on the team from Jamison Williams. He is running the full complement of routes. He's running big boy routes now. Finally, they're not just running him down the field as the X receiver go routes. They're not. They're actually running him on crossers. They're lining him up in a slot. They're putting him in motion. It's
because he was forced to do so, but now it's true. Like he's always capable. Like he was obviously unreal in college. He was a first round pick. He was a Heisman winner. So
what was Rivers' longest pass? In terms of yardage, I'm guessing
10 yards.
15 yards. Yeah, but down. What do you think his air yards was? Even on an incompletion, I would say maybe like 22, 23 air yards from what I saw.
I'll just say 25 to be nice, but it'll probably not. Well, it probably isn't that either.
It's rough, man. Because
hey,
if the Colts won that game, they would still be alive.
Cam Newton be better?
No, Cam Newton's shoulder has been gone, and you know what the problem is?
Cam Newton was like very salty that he didn't get a call. Very salty.
First of all, no one wants that clown in the locker room. You know what I mean?
You don't want that nice hat that's just cut off on the top, so you can his fucking fro.
Dude, I want to get a cutaway. I forget who it is. Maybe it's making fun of Colin Farrell, but it's a Family Guy.
You know, it's Colin Farrell. When he's winning the Willow Cup.
Yeah,
sit there with the Willow Cup,
wearing a hat on a hat.
90 degrees out, and you're just still.
What's going on, Jay? Steelers are in Detroit next week, and Lions are deadly coming off a loss. That's yes, they are. Ravens can win next week, and they are right back in first place. Damn straight. I think that Detroit's going to kill the Steelers, man. They look so good today too. How about that Hutchinson pick? Was that not elite as fuck?
Yeah.
God damn. I got St. Brown. I disagree with most of this guy's takes, but I tune in to get a good laugh. Okay, bro. What? So you're making fun of me, huh? That's cool. I'm an idiot. Ask anyone in the chat. I don't know football at all. I don't make anyone money. My bets suck. My fantasy teams suck. But this guy's got an awesome rep, though. Minded. He's killing it. He has Travion Henderson, Ray. You didn't hear? He's the only player in the world that has Travion Henderson. What do you do with a Big Boo next week? Sit or start? I'm starting him. You have J.C. Horn on Mike Evans, right? That's a big deal. Apparently, they're not running the ball too much with Bucky, so I am starting him, but it's not with confidence. He's a wide receiver 3. It's just like he should have had a touchdown. Just stop overthrowing him, Baker, please.
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegboo. Emeka Egbegboo. Emeka Egbegboo.
Must win.
Talk about Vegas stealing money when whoever was dumb enough to bet him to be rookie of the year that first month. Whoop.
Dude, his odds were really low, like minus. He was like minus.
I understand, and there had been millions rolled in. I'm just fucking around. I'm just saying, like,
I don't like betting any of those awards, especially not those awards, because it's an opinion. Like, you know what the best one to bet is comeback player of the year because it's so predictable.
Yes,
as long as the guy stays healthy, like Joe Burrow when he came back, he's going to win. Team J, it's always a great year when the Cowboys get knocked out of the playoffs. We got the Cowboys out of the playoffs. We got the Chiefs out of the playoffs. Like that's some good stuff. And Ray, I know like we don't want to shit on their grave, but we're Bears fans. I don't hate the Packers like you do, But the Packers aren't out of the playoffs, but like their Super Bowl chances took a big dent today. Like a big dent. And Christian Watt's an underrated loss. That was the one guy that can actually go downfield.
The Bears knocked out the Vikings, so fuck yeah. Fuck the Vikings. Skull. Fuck that. And the Packers, yeah, I mean, I would rather the Bears play the Packers full strength next week. You know what I mean? Like, just to see like how good we really are. Because if we win next week, like, everybody will just say, well, there's no Micah. No Micah. So, I mean, I sure, and then that's also the double-edged sword. We lose, they didn't have Micah. You pieces of shit. So,
we never feel bad for our opponents. We in this game, there's so much bullshit that happens to our teams, our players, just fantasy in general. Like, it's such a, like I always say, 33% luck, 33% skill, 33% effort, essentially. Drafting and effort. Like, that's how it's broken down. So there's a lot of luck involved in this game. And what's funny is he mentions George Pickens, who didn't even get hurt, but he might as well be hurt because he was just jogging around the field.
Dude, like, what is he doing? Honestly, like, this is it. Like, when I say this is it, like when I say like every game he's doing this, he's losing probably $2 to $3 million a year per game as he does this. He might be even more. Could be 5 because how much? Could be even more than that. Could be 7, up towards the 7 or 8 per game.
Well, he's gonna probably gonna get franchised this year by the Cowboys because Jerry Jones traded for him. And if Jerry Jones trades for you,
I know
he's
that's
gonna franchise your ass.
Crazy, dude. Like, that's so much money. He'll make
the biggest problem is the lollygagging. It's like if you watch him run back from like if he's running like a 20-yard out and then like it's an incomplete pass. Let's say it's not even to him. He's so slow getting back to the huddle, bro. Every play, he's the last one back in the huddle. Dude, Schottenheimer needs to fucking be like, hey, bro, like, we're going to bench your ass. Like, and I know you don't want it. Now they can do it because they're out of the playoffs.
Oh, they should. They should honestly just bench him for the rest of the year. Just be like, we're going to franchise tag you. So this will be the road. Like, honestly, him and Jerry should just sit him down. We're benching you. We're going to franchise tag you. And that will be the most money you'll make for the rest of your career unless you fucking step it up. Because what you've been doing is fuck, boy.
Fairbairn's top 5.
It's fucked up.
Myers is top 5. Those are my boys, man. I can't believe how many leagues I got Fairbairn in. I think it was because of the Chiefs matchup, maybe because of the bad weather. But like, I got him. I think I have him in 10 leagues.
Well, because he was hurt.
I can't believe he was available. He was hurt. And they had a bye.
So like, yeah,
no, they had a bye week 5. Really weird. But he's tried and true.
Because he was hurt for a while.
He
was hurt for almost a month. So like, you're not going to keep. Unless he's the top kicker, which I mean,
but he was back. He was back for a few weeks, Ray, and it was like if you look at the division he plays in, it's all warm or dome games, which is huge this time of year. Like, let's not fuck with like Boswell's awesome and all. He's a guy that can overcome bad weather, but I don't like kicking in a game in Pittsburgh that's 17 degrees with 25-mile-an-hour winds. Like, they're just not going to attempt 45 yarders with him.
Right.
It was, Dak did not play good in this game. And his pocket presence, man, like, what was he doing?
I don't know, man. Like, there was definitely times where it's like, throw it. Like, I don't know how often if you ever listen, you probably don't, but the Bears radio, Tom Thayer from the 85 Bears, like, there was times with Caleb last year and with Justin Fields, he'd just be like, throw it. As he yells, it just going down.
Christopher is he's on a professional fanatics level pace here. Started Lawrence and Stroud today and advanced to the next round at 16 of 19 leagues. Ray, you're 3 out of 4, right?
Yeah.
Still alive? That's 75%, baby. That's good shit. Good shit. Yep. The Chiefs are going to be in the shadows the next 2 years. They'll be back. Mahomes ain't old. Michael Carter stepped into the number 1 role today with but DeMarcado is coming off an ankle injury, Hetzer, so let's not look too much into that. This is every week we've been wrong. Like, the fantasy community's been wrong on who the starter is. And actually, the answer is there is no real starter. But I think Michael Carter in full PPR I would like more than DeMarcado, but I think DeMarcado is going to have a role. And also, they don't all there.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was gonna say though, dude, with what's falling out with our XFL league, it's gonna be between me, Lutz, O'Carroll, and Kolka.
That's a crew.
Might as well give me the trophy.
Jay, I laddered Pearsall to 100 today. Salvaged most of my day. He didn't hit 100 though. He had 94. I laddered him all the way up. I did 40 plus, 50 plus, all the way up to 130 plus. 130 was like 55 to 1 odds. But the 90 plus, I think, was still 18 to 1. I hit that. And all the other ones, obviously. But I thought he could have hit 100. And you know what's crazy, though, is Ricky Pearsall got rolled up on a hip drop tackle on the first catch of the game. And I was like, I'm just like, come on, man. I don't want to lose a bet because of injuries. And he comes back in and balls out, man. So Ricky Pearsall is in the wide receiver 3 discussion, right?
Yeah.
Talent. Like I know it's one good game, but.
Well, I'm saying, like I said, dude, I picked up my balls deep. It was literally like within the last 15 minutes before kickoff for the 12 o'clock games. I didn't start them, but now I have them, and we have a really deep league. So, especially with if RJ Harvey's actually hurt, I might need him. So,
what are we doing with Judkins, man? Because the stars of a line. Their team is still. I know it was a bad game this week. But Shador is still better than Gabriel, as crazy it is to say that after today's game that we watched.
Right.
But Dylan Sampson might be a multi-week injury. Jerome Ford's on IR, so you have nobody in that backfield. He's getting all the snaps. Well, he's a good player. I like the player.
Well, of course, and here's the thing too. I mean, when I say this, people will be able to argue very easily against it. But I'll just say that since he is the only guy and they're that bad of a team, I mean, they're going to try passing the ball. They need to know what they have with Shador Sanders. And they're going to need to run the ball just to end the games. I mean, I'm not saying in general, in the fourth quarter. I'm just saying more in general in the whole entire game, to where they just need, they know that at this point, based off what Shador did, some of those really bad throws he had today, and just how he played, that they'll need to be able to run the ball in order to control the game, in order to win those games, and just stay in them and not be embarrassed like they were today. So I still think Judkins has pretty good upside, at least for being a solid running back too. But if you have, now here's the thing. I mean, if you have somebody like Tracy Jr., I don't know, would you play him over Judkins?
No,
I wouldn't either. I'm just throwing a name out there, but
although Devin Singletary did not do much today. This was Tracy's game. Ray Gamer, this is your other guy here. Would you play Lamar versus the Patriots next week at home, or Burrow versus the Dolphins, 6 for a passing touchdown? I think it's Burrow here because of the scoring.
Yeah, because Burrow will be in a better weather game. Who knows what the weather's going to be in Baltimore? So, especially because I think Burrow just wants to be able to prove himself right now. I think it's just sort of
he came back, might as well fucking finish the year, man.
Right. And I just think how bad they didn't score today. So I think he was embarrassed on top of that today. So I think he might want to go out and embarrass the Dolphins, because if he gets embarrassed by the Dolphins, I understand they do have one of the best passing defenses in the league. If not, I think they might have the top passing defense in the league. But Patriots are the Patriots. Lamar hasn't been playing that great. I know he's been playing a bit. He's been trending up, but I would take Burrow for the 6 passing touchdown.
What's going on, Mark? Came up against Trevor Lawrence, dropping 54 points. Burrow gave me 5.5, and he lost by 13. That's a fucking riddle, dude.
Yeah, it's
a riddle, because Burrow crushes the Ravens historically. Crushes them, man. Some of the biggest games. Not good. But you know what? Trevor Lawrence is playing well. Now, this is never going to happen again. I'm not going to fool myself. This is an epic fantasy performance, an epic real life performance, and good for him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not a big fan of him, but good for
Me
him.
neither, but
He's got nice hair.
Oh, he's been plenty of gals. He's got a lot of money. He's doing all right, and he's one of the starting quarterbacks in the leading team.
Vele got injured. That was right when Chris Olave, who went from 1 catch for 7 yards, had 1.7 PPR points, to 18 points. He got all that, and he got 15 of it on that drive that Vele got hurt. He didn't come back in the game. I don't know what. I didn't see what it is. Maybe a shoulder.
I didn't see either, but what I heard, it wasn't good though. For what I heard, but I see it.
That you did, free throw. That you did. The Cowboys are. I just go back to that Arizona game, that primetime game where they lost to the Cardinals and they blocked a punt. They had a punt block touchdown and still lost to the Cardinals by 10 points. So. Right. Jay Moore says, I'll be targeting Henderson everywhere next year. Big fan. For me, I got to see where he goes, right? It's if he goes in the first round, I'm not taking him in the first round. There's just no way.
He will be a first or second round pick next year, guaranteed.
Second round's different. If he's outside the top 15, usually there's that bucket of like the top 4 picks,
Right.
and then there's like the next bucket of like 5 through 14 that are pretty set in stone, like it was this year. And the upside's there for sure. I don't know if I want to go for first round value. Like I'm not taking him over, certain guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown in PPR. I'm not doing it. And that's where St. Brown always goes. I'm not taking him over Drake London, honestly, depending on the quarterback situation in Atlanta. Like, I love Drake London.
Right.
Jay Moore drafted Handy at the 5-12, last pick of the 5th round. Now that's winning. That's winning right now. If Christian Watson comes back next week, I don't think Christian Watson's coming back. That looked rough, dude.
No, yeah. That was
collarbone, separated shoulder.
Done for fantasy purposes.
People wouldn't be here unless we were talking about big, muscly, sweaty men running into each other. We do like that. And also you get to watch Ray eat, so that's pretty fucking awesome. We like that. I drafted Lamar in the 3rd, Hendo in the 4th, and managed 8 and 6 still alive. Lamar's been a killer. Just not even the injury. You can like, if he was normal Lamar, you could have weathered this injury that he had when he missed 4 weeks. It's just that when he's playing, he had games where he's giving you single-digit fantasy points from Lamar Jackson, Ray. That is not a statement I thought I'd ever say, because like my thing with Josh Allen, I always take Josh Allen ahead of Lamar, and Lamar Jackson always averages more fantasy points per game. Always, every year. It's just Lamar Jackson every other year misses 3 or 4 games. Josh Allen never misses games. So I don't want to risk that or him playing hurt. There was the one year where he played hurt in the fantasy playoffs and kind of shit the bed. And there was the year he actually missed the fantasy playoffs. Remember that was the Tyler Huntley year where they went to the playoffs and lost that game in the Bengals, I think it was, like 13-9.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference from Lamar. Like, and Lamar's days of elite quarter, I think, is over. Just because he's not going to age like the other guys, man. Like if he loses a little bit with his legs, he's also going to lose stuff with his arm because that was their offense. And he might be a value next year. If he goes quarterback 6 or quarterback 7, I'll probably eat that shit up.
I wouldn't say it's falling off, but obviously from 1 to 3, that area, yeah, it's falling off. Yes.
Would you drop Broncos defense, Purdy or Michael Wilson to make room for Mike Evans? Well, I want Michael Wilson over Mike Evans. And as I'm assuming, I'm pretty sure it seems like that's 3 things, that there's going to be no more Marvin Harrison the rest of the year. Like, he's got a heel injury. Why would they bring him back? He had an appendectomy. He has a heel injury. And what do we know about the heel? Connected to the Achilles. These lower leg injuries, more risk for Achilles injuries. I'm not fucking with that if I'm the Cardinals. So I'm not just saying that because I have Michael Wilson in like 13 leagues, but I want it to happen. So I would drop, depending on who your other defense is, I would drop Purdy. If you have Josh Allen, drop Purdy. If you have the Texans defense, drop the Broncos. So it's all about who you have.
100%.
And drop Debo. Shit, drop Debo.
Yeah, right. Yeah, drop Debo.
Peasy tailed on Drake May, 20 rushing yards, and DJ Moore, 30 receiving. Heyo. Yeah, Drake May got that in the first quarter. That was real easy because he wasn't throwing the ball today, apparently. Now it is a time where you face monster teams. You got to go aggressive with these lineup decisions because Jay Moore says next week I'm facing CMC and JSN. That's, you're going to face a lot of these teams that they're not going to have shitty lineups.
Welcome
now
to the bitch.
You might face a lot of Devontae Adams teams though, which would be really nice if you don't have them. I don't have any Devontae Adams, and again, I wish I had. I was scared about Matt Stafford. The fucking stupid reporting. They lied to us.
Love you, Jay Moore, but yeah, this is the time where if you have some sketchy spots that you have either a 0 to 100, go for that 100. You might get a 0, but if you get the 100, you're going to be winning against those bigger teams like that.
I wouldn't buy into Dawson Knox for fantasy. I mean, it's a lot of touchdowns. I still rather have Kincaid. And the advantage is they have no receivers. They don't throw the receivers. They have no talent at the receiver position. So is he dart throw territory, Ray? Top 14? Like better in standard. In standard and a half PPR, I like him. I'm not going to roll him out there in full PPR. If he doesn't score a touchdown, he's going to get you 5 points.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trust him right now in where we're at in this in the fantasy playoffs.
Jay needs 2 points from Waddle for the win. Watch him flop. He's been an overall disappointment in my eyes. Yeah, it hasn't taken off like it was after the Tyreek injury for the first 5 weeks, and that's been bad. Two has been bad, and they just don't throw the ball anymore. You're getting 2 points. So he's in a standard league. So he needs like 24 yards. Essentially. He better get that.
I would hope so. First play.
Pats did blow a 20. I wouldn't say the Pats blew it. I think that the Bills won this game. This is 2 weeks in a row where the Bills have come back from multiple scores in the second half against good opponents. Well, at least I guess I wouldn't call the Bengals a good opponent, but that's still a tough game. And they're killing. Josh Allen is that dude, man. Again, when I was on here arguing with people saying Josh Allen sucks, he's not the best quarterback in the league, Mahomes, all this shit. Like, dude, Josh Allen's always the most talented quarterback in the league. He has been for 3 years. He also always steps up to the plate. The team lets him down. Finally. I like their game plan, too. They're really just like, they're almost like pulling like a Ravens. Like, they're just mucking the game up with Josh Allen. And just like James Cook, you get RPOs, you're getting quarterback sneaks, like quarterback draws. You're getting the heavy 12 personnel, some 13 personnel. Super nice, man. That's the only way they could win because they can't try to like outscore you in terms of throw the ball down the field because they don't have the personnel to do that.
Right.
This is a loaded question for you, Ray. If the Vikings stick with JJ McCarthy, where would you guys draft Jefferson next year? Let's say they bring in like a nobody, like not even like
another rookie.
Obviously not like a Mac Jones. Yeah, no, not another rookie, but they bring in like just a bum. I'm trying to think of an example. Just someone bad, like Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. There you go.
Kenny Pickett. Someone bad. That it's going to be JJ.
Right. Here's the thing. It's just all going to depend on who you draft with, the leagues you're in. If you're with friends, he'll be overdrafted. What he should be going, if that's going to be where we're at, I still would be picking him in like late third, like 3 to 5 range, of round, because he's still literally like a Hall of Fame talent at this point. It's just that, and here's the thing: we've seen plenty of Hall of Fame talents do amazing with dump ass quarterbacks. So if you have another year with those two, if it's JJ and JJ together, at that point you have a whole nother year of them getting chemistry and building their relationship over. So I mean,
he'll be better. JJ will be better. He can't be worse.
He'll end up probably be more like a 2 to 4. I said 3 to 5. He'll be more like a second round of fifth, second round of fourth round. And it'll all just depend on who you're with, like all this and that. But
that was a good point about home leagues. These guys always go higher in home leagues. Just that name value. They don't know a lot of names. They're not going to take a flyer on a rookie or a Tet McMillan, right? Like next year because they don't know much about Tet McMillan. I would be comfortable in the mid third, early third, just because I do predominantly draft talent. Like talent does prevail, and I also trust Kevin O'Connell. So if Kevin O'Connell stays there, they'll make it work. There's going to be limited upside, but Justin Jefferson's an all-time talent, man. All-time numbers, all-time career so far. So, and they'll figure it out because I think next year they won't have the least. They'll bring in somebody at least that they'll just bench him, and like it'll be better because we saw Nick Mullins dominate there fantasy-wise and keep Justin Jefferson beyond relevant.
I think they're going to draft somebody like decently high. When I say like it won't be first round, it could be second round, and like as that it could be as high as that, and then also bring in a veteran that's not like gonna blow the doors off like to make like Mac Jones, where they'll have to either pay a lot of money or give a lot of up to get him whatever. You know what I mean? Like not somebody like that, but somebody like I said, like a Gardner Minshew or something like that if they're available.
Thoughts on Coker? Coker going forward. He's killing 2 good games in a row. He's playing more. He's actually playing more than Xavier Legette now, which is nice. He can't trust him. They don't throw the ball enough. They don't throw the ball enough.
Wait. He's playing more than the squirrel and raccoon eater?
Correct.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I like him. I think he's a dart throw wide receiver 3 because he's essentially taken over that Adam Thielen role that we saw was pretty valuable with Bryce Young. So I like the player too. And he's lining up outside. He's not just a slot guy. He's a big slot, power slot. Like the player. But I can't trust the volume there. And Tet McMillan has had 2 bad games in a row. So the previous game, he had 1 catch for 41 yards and a touchdown. I believe in this game, he had 2 catches. So that's not going to continue, right? So like eventually Tet will play better. That's going to come at the expense of Jalen Coker. So I would say top 36 to top 40 guy. I like him more in PPR. And actually, I don't mind the Bucks matchup because we just saw the Bucks get torched by Kirk Cousins for 390 yards passing, which is wild. TJ Harper, I'm down by 16. I have Waddle. He has both Pitt running backs. Am I cooked? Yes, no. You're down 16.
I wouldn't say you're totally cooked, but you're not in good position. I would say you're not in good shape, but you're not cooked.
Waddle needs to score 50 points for him or 40 points. He's down 16, and the guy
I know.
has both.
I read it. I just
So what do you think the Pittsburgh running backs are going to score? At least 20, right? Both of them combined, 20.
I've seen Waddle score 30 plus.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you're not. 5%. I'd say you got about a 10 to 5% chance. So you're not totally cooked, but your ass is in the frying pan right now, unfortunately.
Right, with some positivity up in here. Hetzer, DJ Moore, someone dropped him yesterday. He went off for 20 points today. Now, DJ Moore is getting to that must-start range. Now, Luther Burden's hurt. Roma Dunze is probably out next week. Now you got Zacchaeus and the 2 tight ends and the running backs. So it's like he's the number 1 receiver.
Playing. The returner.
That's not a good. Yeah, that's not a good.
So I'm saying, I'm saying, but like DJ Moore, man, if you can get him, dude, right now, they're like, hell yeah, Hetzer, pick him up. I'm not even trying to be biased. Like 100%. Rob just gave you every reason why he'd be a good pickup. Like all these guys being injured, they have to be playing these other guys who are not nearly as talented as him. And the Bears are in must-win mode right now. So DJ Moore
is a good player. He's a good player. I've been saying
he's a Cole Kmet also left the game. So
no shit. Damn.
Yeah, somebody went low on him and fucked up his some I can't remember. It was his knee or ankle or something, but he left the game. So
Green Bay's season's not over. They're probably still going to make the playoffs, but their championship dreams and hopes took a big dent today. I think they still have enough talent. Jordan Love's playing really well, and that defense has enough talent on it. I like the coaching staff. It's just they were set up pretty nicely, man, with Christian Watson coming back looking like an alpha, and Micah Parsons is a top 3 defensive player in the league, at least pass rusher in the league. So
didn't they lose
not anymore.
A lineman?
I think they lost a lineman too. So it's just they're dropping like flies, dude. So it's
trust in my everybody I play Halo with a group of friends every Wednesday, and in that group there's a Packers fan, and when Micah left the game, he's like, "Can somebody shoot me now?" And we're just like, frig off. Like, we feel bad, but you've been killing us for years, so fuck off. But no, their season's not over right now. They're too good right now as a team.
I will say this from Max's comment here about Mahomes. Like, Mahomes is the only guy, at least, that has a chance to catch Brady in terms of all-time winning numbers, all that kind of stuff. And also, you got to play till you're 44, apparently, at least 40. This is going to really take a dent in his chances, man. He's going to lose, essentially. This year was already a lost year, but he's going to lose next year. Like, they're not winning the Super Bowl next year. I really doubt it. When will he even come back? Why would they rush him back? Week 8, maybe, week 7, week 8, week 9. And you're never the first year is tough coming back. So,
well, and here's the thing, man. He's already had lower leg injuries that were pretty bad. And who knows how long that, Reed has left. Because with Brady and Belichick were together as long as they needed to be together. And then when they were done, they were done. But what I'm getting at is that Brady only had one real major injury, right? It was just his blown ACL that he had, and that was about it.
Yeah,
like but had had some obviously other injuries, like whatever, but not enough to like miss a whole season, rest of the season type of deal.
The difference with that injury, though, is that was week 1, I believe. So he got to come back the next year full strength. Like Mahomes, this is fucking week 15, brother. Mm-hmm. This is 4 months later, and that's rough. Now, if anyone could do it and come back like week 4, it's Patrick Mahomes, because I feel like
it has that drive. Like Micah Parsons.
What do you mean? You think Micah can come back?
And
I think that's tougher to come back
by week 4 next year. Yeah, Micah's younger, more athletic. Yeah,
but I think playing linebacker and being an edge rusher is more demanding on the knee. You know what I mean? Yeah, now, will Mahomes be motivated to come back early because depending on what they do in free agency and what happens with Travis Kelce retiring? Kelsey's gone, by the way. Can we all just be happy about that? He's probably going to retire. He better retire, please.
Really like to
bang Taylor Swift, brother. Kyle Pitts fucked a lot of people's seasons, or ended a lot of people's seasons, which is just a funny statement to say, Ray. That Kyle Pitts is usually he ends your season because you start him and he gets you 3 points. In this case, you went against him, and he pretty much violated you. Yeah,
bench you over backwards.
How did the Bengals get shut out at home? Their offensive line's terrible. T. Higgins missed this game. Joe Burrow played awful, and Joe Burrow's also injured, so he looked good. I feel like the adrenaline has worn off a little bit. Once they got eliminated, he doesn't look like he's quite as engaged. Now, I would not be surprised if he came out and laid a really, really good game next week.
No, me neither. Can you just roll back to that last comment real quick? I'm gonna say just one quick thing to that guy.
Yeah.
I didn't see the end of it. So I told Rob he's not in the league that I'm in with last year. I had a team. I had the most points by 250 points. I had one loss. I was 12-1 as well, and I had the number one quarterback, running back, receiver, and tight end, which was Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Jamar Chase, and Brock Bowers. And I lost in week 1 in the playoffs. So then I got to third, and I ended up winning third. So I'm with you, dude. It fucking sucks, but that's fucking fantasy, man. Literally, it happens.
It's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. Are we done sleeping on the Jags? We were talking about them earlier.
Yes.
Liam Cohen's a shit. They have a shot. They do have a shot. Trevor Lawrence is playing really well.
Not a Super Bowl contender, but I would say right now for a deep run contender, yes. They have a chance to get to the AFC Championship, like a pretty good chance. And at that point, who knows? I mean, they're there, so who knows if they can win or not. Very well could.
2 straight weeks of Rashee Rice getting fucking destroyed, by the way. Dude's going to have CTE really soon, bro, if he doesn't already have one. And you know what? These are accidents that he's not causing.
Right.
For once.
Angela, look out your window. You see that Anheuser-Busch billboard next to the Children's Hospital? Well, watch this. Oh, God. Oh, my God. This is horrible. Oh, God. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, good Lord, save them. Bless their Oh, okay. Yeah. There we go. All right, everything worked out.
Okay, yeah. Everything worked out.
I don't think Green Bay's season's over. They'll probably still make the playoffs. This game next week's going to show everything. If they beat the Bears, they're in the playoffs. If they lose to the Bears, who knows? I still have faith with the Lions. So,
right.
All right, we're caught up with the questions. I'll take a couple more here, gentlemen. And tomorrow night, 10:45, that'll be the full Week 15 recap, because then we're moving on to Week 16, boys. We're moving on to round 2 for most of us in the playoffs. The semifinal, probably my favorite week of the year. I'm excited. And then we have NFL playoffs coming up right around the corner. That's the difference between the time they tore their ACL. Brady, the year before, lost to Giants in the Super Bowl. Mahomes lost to the Eagles. Very similar. Yeah, it's the same age.
But the main difference is exactly the timing of the year. One is right now, the end of the season. Brady was in the very beginning. So he can be ready.
You know what's funny is I thought it was his 5th year, because Tom Brady played fucking so long that it seemed like it was his 5th year, but it was his 8th year, which is for most people like halfway through their career.
Oh,
but it wasn't.
I didn't hear you say that. I didn't hear you say no. I would have not agreed. I would have said it would. I wouldn't know exactly, but it was definitely longer than his 5th year. But that's crazy that it was his 8th.
Yeah.
I would have guessed 6 or 7. God damn myself.
Week 16, Adnai, Lawrence, if available, and Little. Lawrence, dude, he's now with Mahomes being out. That's one less quarterback to start. I think Gardner Minshew could be a sneaky pickup in Superflex for sure. Pick him up in Superflex. But all right, any last questions we have here, boys? We'll get to those. Times have changed. Mahomes will be back sooner than you think. It's just, what's the motivation to rush him back? Because it's not. I guess we'll see what their roster looks like, right? It's just a late injury. This is a pretty late injury. This is December, man. So I think 9 months could be realistic. It could be realistic. Yeah, stick with Burrow. Burrow's fine. That was just a bad game. That was a really bad game. All right, a couple more questions, guys. Again, tomorrow, 10:45. If you guys are not in the Discord, you want to get in the community, this show goes on 24/7 in the chat. The biggest fantasy chat you'll be a part of. I think there's 65 people in there now. Shout out to the Patreon members. Appreciate you guys. A lot of good perks. You want to be a guest on the show. You want free merchandise. You want to play fantasy leagues with us, community fantasy leagues. Next year, if we really get this thing rolling, I'll be paying for 1 entry per league for you guys. All different price ranges. Probably have leagues that are from $50 to $250. So something for everyone in their budget. Also, here is Helen Hunt. Thank you, Helen. If you want to join, if you want to support the show, professionalfanatics.com, guys. Also, you get access to my bets. So early access to my bets where the Lions don't change. We are 71-38 going into the week. We went 5-4 this week. So not a great week for me, but still 76-42. That's money. That's money. We hit some ladders today. The ladders are always really nice. So yeah, PZ, we are advanced. I get what you're saying. Like they come back quicker, and usually 9 months is about right for the ACL. But like Patrick Mahomes is also your franchise guy, so you could probably get by without having him for 5 or 6 weeks, go 500, have him come back. But like it's a setback. It's a setback for the team. It's a setback for Mahomes, and it's just obviously not ideal now. Better than having it happen week 17 or week 18, though, because that could have very well happened as well. Sven, team out of the playoff scores 200 points. Everyone else barely hit 140. That's how it goes, right? Is team misses the playoffs and it goes off, or in Ray's case has a bye week, but that makes more sense because you had a bye because your team is stacked, son. Good call, Peasy. At least Kelsey will be gone. We can all celebrate that. I have nothing against Travis Kelsey, but he's been done. He's cooked, bro. So go hang out with Taylor Swift and make some music.
He'll be a pretty boy or loser with fucking Taylor Swift and be done.
Gronk is still better.
Always be.
I love Gronk. So a big boo, baby. All right, Ray. This was awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you for everyone in the chat. Tomorrow night we'll see you at 10:45
Appreciate everybody.
And we'll recap the game tomorrow, Steelers, Dolphins, and also talk about, real quick, guess which running back had, this is a question for you, Ray. Guess which running back had 9 carries for 17 yards?
My young guy. You're right, it was because I did see he had 9.9 yards or 0.9 points. Yeah, that's right.
That was sad to say. It probably cost me a matchup, one of the few I lost this week, and that was one of my bets. It was 57.5 yards. I was like, dude, I thought they were going to dominate the game and at least just fucking run the ball, and the Seahawks just don't run the ball. Sorry, what did you say, Hetzer? Did I miss a question for you? Oh, also, I want to hear both of your guys' takes on Tyler Shuck. I got you, Hetzer, man. He looks like a gamer. He's fine. He's old, though. I think he's a borderline starter in the NFL as of now.
He will be a guy that will stick around for the NFL for around 10 years, jump around teams, be a bridge quarterback, and that's pretty much where I think that where he's at. Honestly, he'll probably just stick with New England. I'm sorry, with New Orleans until they find an actual franchise quarterback.
Yeah. Would you rather have him or
Sanders?
JJ McCarthy? Him or JJ McCarthy?
Oh,
Tyler Shuck or JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, Shuck.
Really? I think I'd probably still want JJ McCarthy because he's a lot younger.
That is true. He's 4 years younger. So.
Kyler Murray is not playing another down with the Cardinals. He's officially not going to be back there. They're going to trade him, and it's going to be hard to trade him with that cap. Brissett's probably not going to be there either. They're going to revamp everything. Maybe they keep Brissett there in a 1-year deal to kind of bridge, be a bridge quarterback, but they're going to move in a different direction. And they have to. They're in full rebuild mode. That team is terrible. The defense sucks. They have nothing. They have no pieces there, really. Marvin Harrison's their best piece. Really? Gross.
Yeah, free throw. You're right. 26-year-old rookie.
That's unreal.
Yeah,
JJ McCarthy's like 22 and he's a second-year player. So
right.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. Ray, thank you so much. We will see you most likely tomorrow. I'll text you. We'll talk. And we'll talk to everyone tomorrow. Love your life. Stay positive and respect each other. We're out of here.